Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Here's a quick midday update on the latest on stimulus. There are two updates that came from Nancy Pelosi's presser this morning, her press conference. This morning, I watched the entire event and I took notes so that way you do not have to. Here's the first of two updates. You may have already heard the first one, but I want to clarify this and then I want to go deep into the second one. The second one, in my opinion, is more important. First, Nancy Pelosi said, there is no standalone bill without a broader relief package. Nancy Pelosi was willing to do an airline standalone bill last week. The DeFrazio bill would have provided $28.8 billion for airlines, but Republicans blocked this. However, because negotiations are no longer going as well as they were last week, Nancy Pelosi is now unwilling to do an airline standalone package. This also throws out any ideas about us potentially getting a standalone stimulus check bill or standalone unemployment bill or standalone bill for housing aid or whatever. All that is off the table. However, now that negotiations fell apart on Tuesday because of Donald Trump's tweets, and now negotiations are back on the table and everybody's talking again, Nancy Pelosi says she will not proceed on an airline bill, which that has the restaurant industry pissed off enough as is. But anyway, she will not even proceed on an airline bill unless she has a guarantee that she is going to get money for state and local employees, money to crush the virus, safety for people in the workplace. That, by the way, is a big cue that they're working on language for liability protections. Safety in the workplace has to do with OSHA standards, liability protections, AKA, for businesses. Addressing unemployment, sending our kids to school safely. Until she has those things, there will be no standalone bill, says Nancy Pelosi. So at this point, a standalone bill is dead. If you're investing in airline stocks, check out the video I just posted on the top 4 stocks that I'm buying right now. The second update from Nancy Pelosi is that the current stimulus negotiations between her and Mnuchin are not only back on, but when asked about what these negotiations are entailing, she gave us a lot more detail this morning. She says it's not about the number at this point. It's about the Republicans now asking for justifications for money for childcare, justifications for money for earned income tax credits. Republicans are allegedly worried about fraud, which Nancy Pelosi had to, of course, make a quip here that this is ironic given Donald Trump's taxes. That's obviously a very Democratic point of view. I won't go into that here. I made a complete breakdown of Donald Trump's taxes, which you can watch. I will link that somewhere above here. Or just type into YouTube, meet Kevin Donald Trump taxes, and you'll see everything on that. But beyond going into justifications for things that she is looking for, Nancy Pelosi said a big reason that talks feel so slow right now is because they're spending a lot of their time working out the language of the next bill. This is actually a very normal process. We've got to have sort of a proposal of a number, a proposal of things included. Okay, why do we want stimulus checks, childcare money, money for schools, money for state and local governments? Why do we want those things? Great, now that we have a rough idea of what we're potentially willing to work with, well, how's the language going to look? And this is also extremely important. One of the reasons in real estate, which I teach in my real estate investing course, is always to put your offer into writing, is because, look, a number of an offer could be great, but terms matter. How money gets spent matters. And Nancy Pelosi told us this morning she does not want to, quote, hand Trump a blank check for billions of dollars, and therefore she is demanding that language be proper to her satisfaction. So apparently now Nancy not only cares about the size of the package, but she also cares about the details and the shape of what's in the package in order for her to be happy with a package. She specifically said, quote, we have our difference in numbers, but there is no use in having a numbers discussion unless we know what that money will be spent on. She also said that nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to. She then left the press conference, but wait. Within 5 minutes of her leaving the press conference and the cameras were still rolling and everybody was kind of cleaning up and getting out of there, Nancy Pelosi walks back in and shouts, we've made some progress exchanging language. Now, I'm assuming she left the conference room and got some kind of text message or email that she's finally heard back from Mnuchin with some updates. This is good. I mean, it's all, I mean, we're watching a snail's race here, okay? This sucks. It's frustrating. This is why I say get life insurance and get 2 free stocks, so at least you can get something out of these that's actual, like, actionable progress, because you can get life insurance in 5 minutes and you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600. But if you're interested in knowing all of the details, you know, I enjoy providing them. And so this really gives us where we stand on airlines now. We know that's done. Especially with Donald Trump's kind of swap on Tuesday, it probably makes Nancy Pelosi much less likely to reintroduce a standalone airline bill. And now we know that Pelosi and Mnuchin are not even really talking anymore about the top line number or the topics of what's to be included. Now it's just about the verbiage, which actually means we're relatively close, which is, in my opinion, that's what the Problem Solvers Caucus told us. Now, I hate to be the person that's like, we're close, yay, good news, good news. Like, I get it. Like, we still don't have money in the account. Just providing and reporting the news as it's coming in. And let's be real. The election isn't just 26 days. Some Republicans in the Senate would rather not do a deal. Although remember what Lindsey Graham said. Lindsey Graham, somebody who's like super anti-spending, a Republican in the Senate, just came out in support of the Problem Solvers Caucus bill. The Supreme Court hearings are expected to begin next week, and the House is out of work, so we've got kind of like definitely mixed signals here. In fact, so much so that even Mitch McConnell says, don't worry, it's no wonder we feel confused, because even Mitch McConnell feels confused sometimes because things change so quickly. Also, just sort of as a side note, it's somewhat interesting to mention that Mitch McConnell has said that he has not been to the White House since August 6th because of the different approach to handling the pandemic, or his different approach to handling the pandemic compared to the White House. He calls for masks and social distancing and says that the White House does not. Mitch McConnell, by the way, also had childhood polio when he was 4 years old. Anyway, there you have sort of a midday update. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, consider sharing it, consider subscribing, and folks, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.